Welcome to Helghan. This dusty rock is home to lightning storms, copious amounts of ore, and in this new series, a number of factions looking to wreck my day. Space Engineers is a game I've thoroughly enjoyed for years now, however the bulk of my experience has been messing around in creative rather than in survival, so in this series I want to change that. This may be obvious, but it's going to be different from my usual content. In fact, it's the first survival series I've done like this. I'll explain the why later, but before we get into actual gameplay, I'll explain the what and how. This is Space Pirate Simulator, and it's going to be a combat-centric series all about fighting and pillaging resources from a number of factions. The vanilla cargo ships that spawn aren't too interesting to fight, so I'm running modular encounter systems with a bunch of custom factions, including the Reavers and Assert, which I've heard are pretty heavy hitters that can wreck you if you're not prepared. It'll be some time before we go on the offensive though. I did start myself with some resources, but I didn't want to just spawn a single big ship with loads of guns and go on a rampage. This is going to be a survival series first and foremost, so our starting base was just kind of plopped down in a random location and was stocked with minimal supplies. Beyond that, I'm giving myself the challenge that I cannot use the single block turrets most ships rely upon. Any weapons I create will need to either be fixed or on a custom turret controller, which will present a manufacturing challenge I'll need to figure out. Where possible, I also want to have drones do most of the fighting. The Automatons update for Space Engineers just added a bunch of new blocks for that exact purpose. There's also a number of other mods I've installed to make things more difficult, like daily needs, which means I'll need to eat and drink, scrap, which means I'll get scrap instead of components when grinding blocks down, dangerous decompression, bigger explosions, and a few others. I want most of the challenge to come from combat though, so I do have a few mods to help me find resources, namely seismic surveying and its space counterpart radiospectrometry. The star system we're in was also made using the star system generator, so hopefully there's going to be plenty of interesting asteroid clusters out there once we get to space. I have the full mod list and a link in the description if you want to go check them out. For now though, I think that's enough preamble, so let's jump in. Oh, would you look at that? A nice sunset on this dusty rock called Helghan. Full disclosure, this is like the fourth time I've tried starting this series. Oh, there's the spectator camera. Hold on, let me... There we go. Now he's hidden. Yeah, this is the fourth time I'm starting this series. The first three times I kinda had technical issues, mostly with the spectator camera. It looked like it was running a PowerPoint presentation in terms of frame rate. Turns out the computer I'm running that on doesn't like Space Engineers all that much. So, goals. Like I said, this is not the first time I've tried this. If I open up my GPS menu, my first base was over there, 14 kilometers in that direction. I started the first 3 times over there and learned the geography. Turns out the ore maps aren't the same every time, or are the same every time. So I didn't want to cheat. I moved bases over to here, so I have no idea what's around here. But those first 3 attempts did teach me some stuff of what I'll need to do. There's a lot of lightning storms on this planet, so let's go ahead and start a to-do list. We need to protect the base from lightning, build a rover, increase power generation. So I think those 3 are probably going to be what we do most of this episode, because that's kind of how far I got in the previous episode, or the unseen episode, we'll call it. Hi, Mr. Spectator. So there are plenty of lightning storms. They will wreck your base if you're not careful. What the fuck? Wow! As soon as the series starts, of course this happens. That's just mean, Helghan. And of course it saves now. What even? Oh shit. You know, in the entire... The entire time I was setting up, I didn't have this issue. So I kind of want to go and get that out of the way, just in case one decides to creep up on us. And you may notice that this is Space Pirate Simulator, but we're starting on a planet. That's because I kind of want to have an industrial base before I start going and attacking things, because we kind of need to replace anything that gets destroyed. So, let's hop to it. First things first, I think right here we can go ahead and put a decoy. Now, I do have a number of mods that I'm running. I probably talked about it in the preamble. A little bit of video before I actually got started. Let's see. Welder. I should be able to do this without issue, I think. Oh, I need actual steel plates. I do have this little starter base. I do have some starting materials. But beyond this little bit of modification I'm starting with, we're going to pretty quickly outstrip what this base has to offer, I think. I need large steel tube. And then it's just construction components. So I will go ahead and build a light armor block. Boop. Decoy. Boop. Weld that up. I need radio components as well. Let's see. Production. Assembler. I need probably like 50 radio components. I'm going to need some detector components too for the rover. And what else do I need? I think everything else I can just kind of move in from outside. We'll move that to the end. Inventory. Grab that. And once this gets welded up, I should be able to just automatically weld the decoy up by shoving stuff in here. Welder, toggle block on. Shove all of that in. Let's go ahead and bring all of this stuff inside. That way I don't have to constantly look through these crates, and I can just look in one spot. You may notice I'm kind of just going through the motions. Like I said, I've done this this part of the video like 3 times now. The first time I had issues with a lightning storm pretty much immediately striking the base as soon as I started. So I had to roll back the video for that. I had, on the second try, found out the spectator camera was being stupid and only recording at like 5 frames a second. Third try, I did it without spectator camera, but that didn't make for very impressive footage. And so now this time I've lowered the settings on the spectator camera, and hopefully I can still get some nice panoramic, not panoramic, time-lapse. Get some nice time-lapse shots of everything I'm doing. That way we have some nice footage. Initially I was going to have like a neat cinematic intro, but that actually caused more problems than it was worth, so I scrapped that entirely. Mostly because of the frame rate issues on the spectator. Now, you may also wonder why I started at a sunset rather than a sunrise. And that's because building the rover will take a bit of time. Every other time I started at sunrise, and I'd build the rover, and by the time I was done, it would already be sunset. So I kind of want to do the reverse now. Let's see. All of these are empty. Good, good. So I think it's time to start the rover. In those previous attempts, I also figured out a pretty reliable rover setup. Helghan has a lot of steep geography and craggy, so it's kind of hard for rovers to get around, but the one I'm about to build seemed pretty reliable at climbing up mountains and crags and things like that. Future Lou here. Pardon the poor spectator camera position. New video style, new technical issues. It's something I'm already more attentive of in episode 2. Speaking of technical issues, this rover I'm building was designed and refined during the unseen episodes when I was still trying to get things working. Helghan's terrain is pretty treacherous. 3x3 wheels will not cut it. This rover is on 5x5 wheels, giving quite a bit of clearance over the ground. The length and width of the wheelbase, combined with the stability offered by a couple of gyros, offer a decent amount of protection from flipping, though as you'll see in the next episode, it's not foolproof when fully loaded down with cargo. But hey, this kind of trial and error is what Space Engineers is all about. This girl's purpose is primarily as a scouting and prospecting vehicle, to get us over the rough terrain, help find ore, and a more defensible base location. To that end, she's great at her job. She still needs a name though, so if you have any ideas, be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and enjoy the rest of the build music. That's essentially the rover done, I think. We're gonna need a name for this guy, but all the parts are there. There's a little more setup I'll need to do in the daytime. Either way, yeah, this is mostly done. Pretty much the only thing I'll need to do left is set up our seismic sensor and configure a couple of the LCDs in there. But while it's still nighttime, we do need to increase power output on the base, so add a couple more wind turbines. And then we'll want to have a place for the rover to plug up to, because otherwise we won't really be able to get any energy back into it, except for in the day when it has the solar panel. So where can we plug in at? Let's see. Something like that. A little further down. That's a little too far down. Fantastic. Well, that tells me I need to turn down the power on the wheels. Let's see. We'll turn this down to like 20. We'll do 25, actually. Oh, what do we got? Parallax. Let's see. Get all those welded up. Let's get another connector. I need computers, motors, solar panels, or solar cells, rather. And it would go, like, right there. Right. Oh, I feel like that's a smidge too low. That's fine. Here, we'll take all this back in. There we go. All right, let's find a different spot. There we go. We're now connected to the station, or to the base. So now this should be charging up. So when it becomes day, we'll have quite a bit of power in here, and we should be good to go. Oh. And it might be a perfect time, because I think we might be having a sunrise right over there. All right. We have power. We have our decoy, we have our rover. Basically everything I've done so far, I did it in the previous attempts of starting this series. The only thing that I've not done that I did in those is drive around in the rover and find ores. And like I said, during those previous attempts, I was, way like 10 kilometers in that direction. So I have no idea what's around here. I'll have to do some new exploring. But while we're waiting on it to become daytime, I can go ahead and set up my rover to be what we need. So, in our cockpit, the top center screen, you can do this in any cockpit, but this is just the setup I'm going with. I'm gonna put my seismic detailed scan up there. And then on the LCD right in front of me, right there, I'm gonna put our wide scan. So LCD, transparent LCD. This is gonna be a script. This is gonna be my seismic wide survey. Background, I'll turn this down so it's transparent. And you can see right there, just barely, it's tiny. It says no scan data, and then this has its own message. So what we need to do is with our seismic landing gear, we need to touch this to the ground and scan, and that'll tell us what is in the area. Oh, and that reminds me, I need to add a ore detector on here too, because whenever we get close, we won't have the pop-up like we normally would in Space Engineers. This just gives us a rough idea of where things are, but I'll do that in a minute. So for now, I need to disconnect temporarily. I'll reconnect whenever we're done with this demonstration. So, I need to set up my hotbar. We need to switch lock so we can lock and unlock the landing gear. We need to reverse the piston. So we'll reverse, and that'll extend or retract it. And then we need to set up our scanning buttons. So we'll do a wide scan there, scan left 5 degrees, scan left 45 degrees, scan right 5 degrees, scan right 45 degrees. So now with this hotbar, what I can do is extend my landing gear. It should raise us up. Yeah, you can see that's happening. And then if I hit 5, so you can now see these little dots on the screen here. That's ore that we can find. If we drive close to it, there should be an ore deposit in those locations. And there's this little pie wedge right in front. You can see it's barely nicking that one there. What this top screen is, it's what's it tells us what is at the area in that pie wedge. So for that one dot, we can see we have 3 spikes here. We can't really tell what it is yet. Oh, actually, it looks like it's magnesium. This list, it takes it a minute to update for whatever reason, but we can see there's a spike there, a spike there, a spike there. If we look at the lines below, magnesium, magnesium, magnesium. So whatever is in that ore deposit, it'll have magnesium in it. Same thing if I go to the left a bit. So there, we're now hitting that ore deposit. We can see we have a spike there. We have a spike there. Teeny tiny spike there. It's not much. There might be gold. Looks like the list needs to update again. I'm not quite sure why this takes a minute. But if we give it a second. There we go. So we can now see we have a spike there, there, and there, which is iron. We have a spike there, there, and there, which is nickel. And then, like I said, there might have been a chance for gold. There's a teeny tiny peak there, a teeny tiny peak there. And then this shares the same big spike. So maybe a little bit of gold in that ore pile. But it definitely has iron and nickel. So the idea is that using this rover, we'll drive around during the day and find a whole bunch of ore deposits. That way we can get an industry set up. Let's back up, get this back to charging. Actually, that's daytime. That means we can go out and about. So let's do that. Let's lower this again, give us the biggest amount of clearance. Oh, actually, before I go, I need to put my ore detector on here. All right, so yeah, that sunrise was almost perfectly timed. It's almost like I planned it. I'm actually surprised it was like perfect for when we wanted to leave. So if I straighten this back out, we'll check out this ore deposit we detected last night. Make sure my ore detector is all the way at max range. Nice dusty day here on Helghan. So we saw that there was iron and nickel in this deposit we're approaching. Oh, let's see. Can we climb over this? Yes, we can. Now, I don't know how much I left in about what I was saying when I was building this vehicle. During my first couple tries, I figured out that this size of wheelbase is like perfect for navigating these bumpy spots on Helghan, getting up hills and these craggy areas. So hopefully we don't have any issues. The stipulation to that is that you do need to remember to put gyros on it. Oh, there's our iron. Okay, so this is an excellent example. We saw from our base, we can see it in the distance over there. We detected this iron and nickel from all the way over there. So we're gonna go ahead and park and mark this, GPS, iron, nickel. And like I said, there might have been some gold too. I'm not for sure. It looked like it might have been on there in a small amount. Definitely iron and nickel though. There's a big vein here, it seems. So there's that. There's also this other vein like to our front right. So let's kind of point towards it. We'll stop. We'll reverse this. 5 degrees right. Give that a second to update. We have 3 really big spikes. It looks like that might be another iron deposit. If so, that's fantastic. 2 iron deposits right next to each other. In the other tries at this, I actually had a hard time finding iron. So it's basically straight ahead. Let's see, we should be approaching it. Yeah. Yeah, there's iron. Is there anything else here? Just iron, it seems. That's okay. I'm all right with just iron. What is that in the distance? Oh, I bet that's a unknown signal, if I had to guess, for the spectator camera. If it doesn't show up for me, Or the spectator ones don't show up for me normally, but I think they have this green circle around them. Yep, that's an unknown signal. Oh, we may as well get it while we're here. Oh. Come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. A leopard welder. How fancy. Anything else inside? Some emergency rations, some seed potatoes, power kit, space credits. Okay. I'll just let this thing despawn naturally. We found iron. We actually found quite a bit of iron. More iron than I found on my own before. But it's not in a particularly defensible location. It's just in this field. If we can get more into the mountains and find a good vein, I think that'd be ideal for an actual setup. I think we go a little bit this way. I think I'll go on top of this hill and see what we can detect on scans. Ooh, quite a few. Okay. What's it, that one straight ahead? So that one straight ahead looks like it has iron, and it looks like it might have nickel as well. It's not quite the super excellent vein I'm hoping to find. That one has all sorts of stuff. In the distance. I don't wanted something to be in that. But it doesn't look like we have that kind of luck. So, in this line, we're kind of hitting two different ones. We're hitting not cobalt, not silver. Looks like magnesium, nickel. It just switched, but I think it said uranium, maybe. So that's like off in that direction. That looks like it's also in a field. I kind of want to go over to that hill and see what that gets us. This thing just handles the rough terrain like a champ. Oh, actually, hold on. Park. If that's our iron and nickel vein, like right in the side of that hill, that would be excellent, actually, because I kind of like this as a killing area. Set up cannons and guns in the side of these mountains. Let's see. Do another wide area scan. So yeah, it looks like right in there is nickel and iron. What is that one, I wonder? Let's see. We have gold. So iron, nickel, gold. That's not bad. So I'll mark over here as a potential base location real quick. We'll drive over here. Let's see. A little more right. Just like in the side of this hill I'm facing right now. Over here. Just a smidge to the right. Here, we'll get up on this. Oh, I bet it's on this flat. That looks like it might be an ore spot. Right here? Oh, no, that's past it. So this is like right over the iron. But that means the iron is like deep into the hill. So that's kind of tempting. We'll do GPS potential base location. Iron, nickel, gold. Because that's a couple veins pretty close to each other. But I think we keep moving on. I like all these big hills we have, though. Like, this is like I said, this is a good spot. Let's see, this direction. This is a good spot to have some guns on that side, some guns on this side. Anything that flies between here, when we get attacked, we can pretty easily flank it on both sides and take it down, and it'd fall right into this valley for easy scrapping. We'd also be able to pretty easily launch drones and vehicles and whatnot out of the side of the hill. So that's an idea. Oh, I just realized I didn't leave a GPS. Well, we know that was our first one, so we're kind of close to that, so I'm not too worried about it. I think we keep moving on. Let's see, how late into the day? We're about a third of the way through the day. If we roll down here. Oh, there's our nickel. Nickel, iron, okay. So it wasn't quite where I thought it was, but that's okay. It is kind of a small thing. Oh, and there's cobalt too, that's a good one. Let's see what this big mountain over here has to offer. Honestly, I'm surprised with how dark it gets during these sandstorms. Like, I kind of wish it didn't, but it gives us some nice scenic footage. All right, we're now a little closer to this mountain. How cool of an area is this? Let's see. Because that's like the number one thing, is making sure wherever we build is cool as heck. It's just kind of a lone standing mountain. We'll park here. I'm actually surprised our solar panel is getting that much light, that it's at 3 bars in this kind of darkness. But hey, whatever you say, solar panel, I'll let you have more power than I think you need. Or than I think you're getting. Oh, that's quite a few ore piles right around us. Let's see, what is that big one? Let's see, that's platinum that I'm pointing at, it looks like. And gold, platinum gold, more gold. Pretty much exclusively gold in that direction. A little more this way. There's iron. So that's like over there in the field. This is kind of tempting. That's a lot of iron. I think I saw maybe some nickel. Yeah, a little bit of nickel. I don't understand the list here. It has cobalt at the top, but I don't really see any marks for cobalt. Because there's no spike right there. Or right there. So I'm not quite sure. So this is a very ore-rich area. What if we look at that one slightly behind us? Yeah, that. Looks like that might be some cobalt. It just changed. I don't know why it changed. Some cobalt, some gold. I'll just mark this as an ore-rich area. GPS ore-rich area. And we'll move on. Like I said, part of it is wanting to be in a cool area, but another part is wanting to be defensible as well. There's an assert research base over there. That's a nice target for when we get some guns, so that's good to know. Okay, solar panel has lost a little bit of power. Ooh, no, 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 you don't want me. If they send a drone after us, we're gonna have to hightail it back to the old base. Man, I just want a cool, like, mountain to embed myself into. So like I said, Helghan is not exactly an ore-poor planet. There's ore all over the place. It's just a matter of finding a good location. In fact, uranium is one of the most plentiful ores on Helghan as well, so I'm not too worried about power once we get that set up. Oh, there's a Monarch transport as well. Maybe the two will fight. I know if the different factions get too close to each other, they'll actually start shooting at each other. So that might be some good scrap if that happens. So let's kind of get at the base of this mountain and see what stuff is in the area. What about over here? All right, so let's park, put down our landing gear. I'll use number 5. Wide area scan. So just behind us, we have, looks like platinum, a bunch of smaller bumps, but definitely platinum. And then this one in front of us, let's see, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. That has iron, that has nickel, that has gold, it looks like. So iron, nickel, gold right in front of us. I think this would actually be like an ideal spot because we have a target like right in our area. How close is ice, I wonder? Let's clamber up the hill real quick, see if we can drive over this and get a better idea. So there's the nickel. Where is it? It's right below us. There's iron. So as we climb this hill, we'll probably see more. Actually, it'd be a little more in this direction. So it's just right here at the base of the mountain. I think that's actually a really good spot. So iron and nickel definitely. Maybe gold deeper than our ore detector can detect. Oh, come on. Go, go, go. Climb, climb, climb. Let me turn up my power wheels. We'll turn this up to like 35, I think. Smidgen more. Oh. Bumping. Come on. Come on. Go, go, go. Well, this is great. Here, let me lift myself. Wreck detector. Okay. How do I... Does it show up here? Wreck detector ping. Go on HUD. Wreck detector ping. Oh, that's... not that far away, I don't think. Okay. Either way, I like this area. Let's see if we can wiggle out of this. Oh, I got locked. Come on. Listen, if I can just get up. There we go. Oh, there's uranium here. That's nice. Okay. So we're on the side of a hill. We will GPS better base spot. Maybe. Let's go check out what that wreck is. I want to know what that is. So wreck detector ping. It's pretty far out there. Let's go ahead and hide all my other GPS. Actually, we'll keep the ones about iron on, because I know one of those is going to be close to my base. Yeah, those are over there. That should be approximately where my base is. We'll go straight ahead. Iron, silicon, gold can get turned off. Or uranium, silicon, gold. What do you know? We're back to a nice sunny day. And the good thing about modular encounter systems is that as we just drive around like this, stuff will just start populating. So we'll start getting more targets in the area just kind of as we hang out. Oh, what is that? I bet that's another, whatchamacallit? Unknown signal. Quick detour. Oh no, that's a rock. Never mind. Turn back around. Wreck detector ping. Now, I've not actually come across one of these wrecks before. I don't know if it's hostile. I don't know if it's going to be armed. I don't know what's going to be here. This is my first encounter with one of these. We're right next to the original base idea, right? Potential base location. Yeah, it's right there. And the more I think about it, I kind of like that original base location idea because there's also ice nearby, which means that'll make hydrogen power and hydrogen thrusters that much more easy to get. Oh, and there's a magnesium deposit here too. So, yeah, this is I think I'm actually going to go with this first location. Because we have that one kill zone, we have plenty of ore in the area. It's not that far from our original base, which I think if we just hop on this ice lake and go around, we should be able to get there pretty quickly. We're about 800 meters away. I don't see anything. Oh, it's a little ship, okay. I don't really want to crest the hill. Here, let's park here. I'll approach on foot. If I go up. No, we're good. What is this? Oh, it's a little welder ship. Oh, well, ship would be generous. There's not much here. But there is a cargo container. Let's see what's in here. Oh, I'm not going to be able to, open this. I won't have the components. If I grind this all the way down, I think everything just spits out, though. Yeah, maybe not. Whoops. Yeah, that's nothing. Oh, well. I don't know if I'm dumb. You'll probably tell me I'm dumb in the comments. I thought if I ground that down, the stuff would just kind of spill out. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's how it happens, so maybe I'm not dumb, and maybe it was just empty. Still, I expected this to be like a big wreck, not this tiny little thing. By the way, this is some iron scrap we can take back. Oh, come on. Iron is like the big thing we need right now to build structures and whatnot, so I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna worry about those. This is the one that'll have stuff. Same thing with the remote control here, and the battery. Whole bunch of scrap. Let's, is there normal scrap? No, it's specific scrap. Kind of want to take the power cell scrap back. Oh well, it's probably fine. I won't worry about it too much. That is a lot of material. I think I will.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Yeah, that's about as much as I can get. So, we were just over this hill. Yeah, there we are. So I think I'm going to drive all the way back to base. Put all this stuff back. So yeah, we'll go for that original base right there. Because it's pretty central, it's close to where we already are. I like the mountains on either side, it makes a good kill zone. We have most ores right around that area. So I think it's a pretty good idea. And I think that's actually what we're going to do next episode. So as soon as I get back, we can start gearing up for that. Ooh, we're kind of low on power, aren't we? Yeah, there's our base. So it's only 3 kilometers away from our original location. That's not bad. And we've got iron, we've got nickel, we have basically every ore we would need right in that area. We've got a research base, we've got a mining resource processing station over there. That's another good couple targets. So once we do get the resources to build a tank, we have a couple things to run out and do. Oh, let's go ahead and park. Turn, turn, turn. Back up. Back up. Get right here, lower ourselves. Oh, let's see. This is another reason why you want to have gyros, so you can kind of just nudge it into the spot. There we go. So, yeah, I think for the next session, we will probably get this set up, we'll get this loaded up with materials to build the new base. We'll start transferring everything over to that mountain, just on the other side of it. Get a mining base set up, and then potentially build our first combat rover tank. and try to take out one of these two targets. I don't know which is going to be easier, but we're going to find out. For now, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you guys have ideas in the series, let me know. Ideas for mods, names for vehicles. Well, I'm going to need a name for the rover. Let me know. This is a new style of content for me. It has its own challenges. Like I said, I've had a couple different attempts at this, and I'm actually really happy with this one. The first few had all sorts of technical difficulties, and it's a challenge to learn how to speak and play a game at the same time. So, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you guys have ideas for other series you want going alongside this. I'm not going to be getting rid of video essays entirely. I want to keep those going, but they take a lot of time to make, and if I get off schedule by a week, then it's that much more time to make it. They're much easier to produce, a lot less editing, so I can have a lot more things going on at once, and I kind of want to have a couple different series going on at the same time. So I've got Space Engineers. If you guys have ideas for other games, let me know. I know some people have suggested Rain World. I think it's more of a linear a linear story-based game that I've heard good things about. I'm interested to see what it has, so I think that might be another series I have going alongside this. If there's another game you guys want to see, let me know. Kinshi is a potential candidate, but I kind of want to do that more as a live stream. And I'm going to have a couple weeks during the month of June where the house will be nice and quiet, so I'll be able to do a live stream then. So let me know what you guys think. We'll try and get a couple things lined up, and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave your suggestions down in the comments, and look forward to playing more of this. So I'll see you guys in the next episode, and you all have a wonderful day, evening. Enjoy the rain. Enjoy the wind. At least it's not dusty and lightning. So, yeah. Bye-bye.